Hold up.
I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. I hope that you are doing whatever you can in your capacity, in the simplest way, no matter how small it is, to help other people who are struggling right now, struggling with their health, struggling with their finances, with food because of the pandemic that's hit us. A lot of us are blessed to have our health right now. A lot of us are blessed to have our life and a lot of things. So whatever it is that we can do in our capacity to help other people, we should do it, especially at this point right now when people are suffering. Today I want to talk about a life lesson, a couple of life lessons that I learned from one of my patients, end of life. Unfortunately, I learned this lesson about 3 weeks ago. He's no more today. And I use this permission to share these life lessons. I like to talk to my patients who are end of life. I like to learn about their journey. I like to learn about what advice they have to give us. So at least we can take wisdom from someone who is losing their life and we can try to learn from it. You see, failures and mistakes are powerful when we can learn from it. Experiences are powerful when we can learn from it. So I spoke to this gentleman, very, very established person, running a top Fortune 500 company for many, many years, had it all, fame, money, everything. And when we were speaking, you know what he said? He said, Luke, today I have a daughter and I have a son. When I look at their lives, both of them are extremely successful. One is a doctor, one is an engineer. And my son, who's a doctor, has also moved heavily into research. But it pains me to see that at the end of the day, both of them are not happy. They are doctors, they are lawyers, they're engineers. There are these people all over the world. But I feel that as a society, and I'm responsible for that as well, I push them into mainstream. I push them into careers where I thought was right for them and that they would be happy today. And they are. They're successful in each of their careers, but at the end of the day, each of them are suffering with their own emotional problems. One of them is depressed. The other one just can't find happiness, goes through one relationship after another, and never finds happiness. And I feel that we as a society today are responsible for pushing our generation into things that we think are important for them, but it doesn't make them happy. And like that, there are so many people today working jobs that don't make them happy, working in careers that don't make them happy. And we as society and parents have forced our children into that unhappiness. And he says, if there's anything I could change, I would go back and today just allow children, guide them, nurture them, but allow them to do what makes them happy. Yes, we want them to get the best jobs in society, something that makes us feel good, that has designation, that has name, that can give us that feeling that we've done well in society. But he's saying, Luke, it's useless when I have to look back and see that my children are unhappy today. And it got me thinking. It got me thinking about the amount of peer pressure that we put on our children, that we put on our generation to make something out of their life. And they do it because they're pushed into it. But really, are they successful? Are we successful as parents when we have to see the suffering of these children when they go through depression, unhappiness, and all of that stuff because we've pushed them mainstream into something that we thought would make them happy, but we've actually done it to make ourselves happy. So he shared that one lesson where he said, I hope that these things can change, that we can guide our children and teach them, the generations, that yes, you must be successful. You must have a job where you can look after yourself. Men and women, you should be able to earn your own money, but not at the cost of your happiness. That was one life lesson. The second thing that he told me about was how he invested so much into the work that he does. He sacrificed family, he sacrificed time with his family, he sacrificed his own health. And today he says, I know I'm on my deathbed because I didn't even do the little that I should have done for my health. And today, all the people that I worked for, the companies that I do, yes, they'll send me flowers, they'll send me messages saying we're here for you, but I know in my heart they're not here for me. What can they do for me when all that matters is my life and my health? So a lot of us get pushed and pulled into the corporate world where we want to slog and give our health and give our life, okay, to build someone else's career. You can do it, but not at the cost of your own. You got to be at a position in life in your company where no matter what you're doing, you are investing in your health, in your family and in your relationships, because when you lose that health, you become a liability. He said, today, I'm a liability to my company. My last 3 years in the company, I actually became a liability to my company because there were days off that I had to take to go and get my treatments in hospital. There were days where I just couldn't wake up to attend any of my meetings. So I started seeing myself as a liability, and my company, I know they were just too kind not to tell me that, hey, you've become a liability. So I quit my company. So yes, we all want to do well in our careers. We want to build our careers and all of that stuff. But I think we need to understand that when you lose your health, the people who matter the most will be your family, your friends, very close people and stuff like that. While you're working for a corporate, you're either an asset or you're a liability. That's the sad part of it. No matter what you say, you are an asset when you're good, you're a liability when you cannot perform what you could perform a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. So he was like, I hope this generation learns that there are too many people selling their health and their life to achieve something which gives us temporary happiness. Yes, we can make money, we can build fame, but not at the cost of our health. Because here I am today, but I can't even see my children because of the lockdown. They're in different parts of the world, and all I do is get messages on WhatsApp saying, I hope you're feeling better. I hope. It doesn't reassure me. It doesn't make me feel better at all. Because if I think about all the time I spent building those corporates, okay, I'm not getting anything back today. So my point is, at the end of the day, business is business. No one really cares for you, okay? Companies try to care. They hire HR companies, they have employee engagement, they have all of that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but if you think that's care, that's not care. That's a to-do list on every HR manager's job, to make employees feel happy and motivated because of the cost of attrition, to keep productivity high and all of that stuff. It ends there. When you're a liability, you're not needed anymore. When it comes to throwing you out of your job, redundancy, laying off people, no one cares about who you were. So my point is, yes, we should also be grateful to the corporates for giving us jobs, all of that stuff. But you have to look after your own health. No one cares about you. You need to do what it takes to build your health, whether it's your nutrition, your exercise, your lifestyle, your sleep, your emotional wellness. No one cares about you. It is your responsibility. You are given this body. You own it. You own every bit of it. You are responsible for it. You cannot outsource it. The third thing that this man spoke about, and he said, Luke, I hope you can share it with all of your followers and all of your patients, is to be grateful for what you have right now. The days I had good health, I abused it. Because I had good health, I thought I could be in the bar on all of my trips and drink myself senseless. I thought I could smoke more and more. I thought, why do I need to exercise? Why do I need to sleep? Because my health is good. And then I lost it all. And everything that I took for granted, everything that I didn't do because I thought I had great health, I lost today. Learn to be grateful. If you have even a little bit of good health now, be grateful for it. Be grateful for the small things in life. Don't let things like technology, social media, fame, everyone making you feel good all the time. Don't let that become the essence of your life. Don't let that become the main center of your life. Go back, because beyond all of that stuff, there are things and people around you that matter. And we find that we've not given those real people and our parents and our siblings and our children the attention that they deserve, because it's the whole facade of the world outside that has made us believe that this is what life is. He's saying today, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm not thinking about all the magazines I'm featured in. I'm not even thinking about all the fame and the accolades I had in my office, and how good people and businessmen who had an agenda with me, which was business, told me how good I am and made me feel so good. I'm longing and craving for love. I'm longing and craving for attention. I'm longing and craving for my children to be happy and to be at my bedside right now. That is what life is. He said, you take my learnings and you talk about it. He's actually allowed me to use his name and everything else. He's written a story which will be published very, very soon. It's just too soon because he passed away very recently. But my point is, there are self-help books telling us the same thing. There are real humans dying every single day. My point is, what lessons are we learning from this? Or is this just another dead man gone? Or another couple of dead people who will die through COVID and stuff like that? What lessons are we taking? We like to fool ourselves by saying, oh, we're resilient, we're strong, we'll bounce back. Everyone bounces back. But what lesson are we learning? Currently, we're going through a pandemic. How many out there are making an attempt to change their lifestyle, to boost their own immune system? Or is everyone just waiting for that vaccination, which you should take when you get it, and not going to make a change in your lifestyle? You still do things to abuse your immune system. This is where the truth of life works. This is where your own success as a human being stands. It's how we evolve. There are tons of people waiting to get back to their miserable life that first causes their own health to deteriorate because they have nothing else to look at. Can we look at all the suffering in the world, feel bad for them, do what we can do to help, but also learn what? There are so many lessons being thrown into our faces every day. Like oxygen. People are fighting for oxygen. People need oxygen. People are dying without oxygen. Yet, when there is oxygen available, we misuse it. We don't use it at all the right way. We don't use our own lungs to breathe in the right quantity because we choose to be sedentary and not to do simple breathing exercises. So look at suffering. We can be sad. A lot of people, the sadness is driven by fear and anxiety. If that sadness really hits you, what lessons are you learning to make yourself a better person, your family a better family, your society a better person? Or are we still supporting poor lifestyle? Are we still normalizing and glamorizing sleep deprivation, smoking, binge drinking of alcohol in the name of entertainment and feeling better? There's another point this man made, and he rightfully pointed it out. He said, Luke, something is terribly wrong with our generation, including me, because we are constantly looking to escape life. We want more holidays, we want more entertainment. What does that tell us? That our own current lives are miserable. You have to only escape from things that make you miserable. So are our daily lives so miserable that we need to keep on taking holidays, keep on socializing, keep on drinking ourselves senseless, smoking, our lives are miserable. That's a clear mirror reflection that we have miserable lives, that we need to escape from our own lives all the time. A holiday or two over here, great, that's fine. A little bit of entertainment, a little bit of socializing, but now it's become so much, it only shows us how miserable our lives are. So we can take human suffering, we can look at it, and we can learn from it. We can wish well for the people who are suffering. We can intend well for them, but we can also learn from the suffering that's happening. But most people are going to go back to their poor lifestyle, glamorizing, finding excuses to smoke, excuses to drink, out of control, excuses to eat junk, excuses not to work out, excuses not to sleep well because entertainment needs to keep them happy all the time. And yet these people who have so much entertainment are still unhappy, are still depressed, and are still sad. You got to reflect. What kind of life are you living? What kind of message is the world sending us right now? There's a lesson in everything. There's a silver lining in everything. And if we have to just learn these lessons from people who are dying, from self-help books, and not do anything about it, you've not evolved even a bit. Not at all. Absolutely not at all. And the biggest lie is that the people who over-socialize, the people who over-consume entertainment and content, the people who do all of these things, including normalizing poor lifestyle, are the unhappiest people. They are not our role models. Be careful of social media. They are not our role models. The people who try to make life look so good all the time. They are unhappy. And we got to learn from that. Children have to learn that the virtual world is virtual. It's not real. Reality is on this side of the screen. The fake world and the virtual world is in the virtual world. And yes, you can consume social media, but if you're not strong enough, it's going to control every aspect of your life, every emotion. It's going to make you feel inadequate. It's going to make you feel ugly. It's going to make you feel horrible. It's going to make you feel negative because you've even lost the ability to know who you are, respect who you are, love who you are, care for who you are. Because your mind is constantly pulled like a puppet in every opinion you see, every picture you see, every bit of information that you see out there on social media. So it's up to you. You have to be a really strong person and connected strongly within if you're able to survive social media. But most people, unfortunately, aren't. They compare themselves, They value themselves, they assign their values and self-esteem to what they see in the virtual world, and they crumble. They crumble like that. It's not too late. It's not too late. There's a ton of lies on social media and there's a ton of goodness. You got to be smart enough and wise enough to take and extract the best out of social media that can uplift you and build your life. You got to take small life lessons, because again, I will end this video by telling you that we live in a world today where we have entertainment, advancement in technology, advancement in medicine, nutrition, personal training, exercise, nutrients, supplements, happiness pills, and everything. But at this point in the world, before the pandemic as well, we have the highest rate of depression, the highest rate of mental illness, the highest rate of suicides, and everything that goes with that. Does it make sense to you? Is that world that you're being sold really what you need and require? Are your children getting happier with all the amount of education and extra classes and all the extra technology you're throwing them way? Are they really getting happier, or are they becoming more difficult for you to manage as a parent? But you think you're making them happy because you're following the bandwagon and giving them all that you think they need, because the world is giving their kids all that they think they need. Very few people stand out and say, sorry, this is not for my child. I give a fuck about what the world is doing. I know what is right for my child and I will do that. And those are the happy children out there. So it's time for us to step back and reflect on what we are doing. Are we sheep? Are we blind sheep in society, following trends mindlessly? If they make sense, do it. But if it doesn't make sense, again, why? Why are you doing this? If your answer is because everyone's doing it, you're headed for failure. If it's because you think it's the right thing, you've broken it down, yes, it makes sense to you, go ahead and do it. So wake up. Everything that's happening in the world right now is unfortunate. It shouldn't be happening, but it's trying to teach us a lesson. The smart people will take away the lesson and make a change and build an extraordinary life. The rest of the people who don't, who just sit, whine, complain, blame, find fault, and all of that stuff will continue to suffer all of their lives. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you. It's time to be a little bit selfish in the best way. Think about you, because I'll tell you, no one really cares about you. Very, very few people care about you. Other than that, it's all profits, it's all money, it's all fame, it's all show, it's all the bullshit that never makes you happy. And we've all experienced that. The smart people will wake up and say, enough. The smarter people will say, let me have a little bit of everything because I want to balance in my life. I don't want to be extreme. And the people who continue to suffer will not make a change, but they will continue to justify all of their habits, poor lifestyles, vices, and everything else. You have a choice or you have an excuse. It's up to you. Have a great day, everyone.